All right. Hello, my name is Emily Silberstein. I manage Intuit's financial data APIs, which some of you may have known as CAD. Most of you have heard of Intuit. We have a lot of core products, and behind all of our core products is financial data. And at Intuit, we've really prioritized partners as being core to our True North goals. And so what we're doing is opening up our financial data APIs for third parties to build their applications on these APIs. So really, it's an amazing opportunity because we have tens of millions of Intuit customers that are using these APIs. So we're very much dog-fooding our own data and our own APIs that we're letting third parties build and grow our ecosystem. Just to give you a little bit of understanding of the breadth of Intuit's financial data, we power and aggregate over 150 million accounts every single day. We connect to 20,000 financial institutions just here in the US and Canada. We have databases that index merchants of 42 million merchants, including their locations and categorization about each of those merchants. And we spent 20 years building our expertise in aggregation. Let me tell you about two products that we have on the market. We have two APIs, one that we're just releasing today. The first is the Transactions API. This is your traditional aggregation API that connects to 20,000 financial institutions. Connects to everything from your brokerage account, to your 401k, to your student loans, to your banking accounts, or even prepaid cards. We allow developers to refresh multiple times a day on their own request, and we also have an intelligent batch refresh feature. We include auto discovery, where we go in and can find new accounts that have been added after the user has come on board. And probably most importantly, one value that Intuit brings is our enrichment, our categorization of the data. We're able to clean the data and categorize it, but since we have tens of millions of users who are using our own Intuit products, we have self-learning mechanisms that are able to, on a regular basis, improve and teach us how to streamline that categorization. So those are the Transactions API. The new API that we're launching today is called the Identification API. This is your kind of traditional account verification API. So essentially what this looks like is your user enters their username and password, and then you're able to set up an ACH. You're able to get the account number and the routing number. You're able to verify the identity of that user. What's their name? Is it a joint account? Are they a primary account? Is their address what they say they are? Is this somebody that you can reliably set up money to, that you can reliably make a loan to? And this really helps us get away from things like fat fingering and micro deposits and really streamline the payments process. So as I said, we're just launching this today. We have some folks like Ernest that you'll hear that are already on beta. But if you're interested in being an early adopter for this new API, come see us out in the booth. Just a little bit about how we work at the Intuit Developer Group. We really pride ourselves on being transparent and self-service. So there's no need to come and negotiate with me with pricing. It's all online. We can talk if you have some special need, but it's all online. It's $1,000 a month. You can go, plus there's a per user fee that's included in that $1,000 a month. You can go build an app today, test it out, and come and see us at the booth. Now you hear more about the developer experience.
Thanks. Hi. So Emily told you a little bit about some of the services we have, but that's just one part of the equation, right? The second part is how do we get that out to developers, and how hard or easy is it for developers? So developer.intuit.com is our platform where you can onboard and get access to not just the financial services APIs, but also our QuickBooks, our payments, and a few other APIs that we make available. On the developer portal, you'll be able to get access to our developer tools, our SDKs. Nobody likes writing SAML code except maybe Brandon from MX, but other than that, nobody likes writing SAML code. With our API Explorer, you can sign up for a brand new account. You can connect to our sample banks, and you can actually try out these transaction APIs in a matter of minutes. So you can just takes a few minutes to get started, and you can actually see the data coming back. We provide all our developers with sandboxes, and you can have access to that data and test it out before you ever launch it. We have documentations and samples, getting started guides, all the references you could need, sample code, both provided by us and also provided by open source, so through other developers as well. We have awesome developer support, which is one of my teams as well. But you can come to developer.intuit.com. You can connect directly with our engineers. We have an entire team of engineers that are there to help you integrate. Or you can connect with other fintech developers through our live community. They're all, excuse me, they're all in our live community talking about different issues they may have, about different ideas that they might have. So it's a great place to kind of chat with other developers who are doing the same things you guys are. And then we just released a new tool. It's called the Hub. It's kind of our one-stop shop for all things going on in the developer community. So you'll find a calendar of events. You'll see where we happen to be. Every month, we usually have a developer hangout, or we have a meetup somewhere. We have drink ups, so come hang out with us. And then weekly, we have Google Hangouts as well on the technical side of things. So you can come chat with us about anything you want to know. And we have our engineers, our product managers there, so you can always find out more or get your technical questions answered as well. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to onboard. And like we said, we think our APIs are pretty powerful and our partners are extremely important. So it's really easy to build an application on developer.intuit.com. You can use some of our sample apps, or you can just get started using our APIs. So here's an example of building a transaction API application, right? You upload your X509, answer a couple questions, and that's kind of it. So you're done. Once you're done with that, you can head over to our API Explorer. You can use our sample bank, and you can start executing APIs. You can add an institution. You can get a list of all the institutions. You can add and discover accounts. You can get a pretty good idea of exactly what that looks like. Both JSON and XML come back. So it'll give you a really quick understanding of how it would be to integrate. And then with our SDKs, we're just trying to make it as fast as possible for you to integrate. All right, so Emily talked a little bit about the new API that we're releasing today. So we call it the Intuit Identity API, and I think you'll find it pretty powerful. So you'll take a look at this sample request. So we're only asking you, or only asking the customer for 2 pieces of information. This is a non-MFA example. So we're only asking you for your username and your password to your FI. That's it. Here's what the response is. So we're telling you what kind of account it is, checking account in this example. We're telling you what the account number is. We're telling you what the nickname is. We're giving you the routing number, and we're giving you the account number. We're giving you all the information about the user, their address, their email address, their contact information. And this is enough information for you to verify their identity, set up ACH. And if you so wish, you can then start using our transaction API to pull back all the transactions for this user. So from lending to account identity for instant verification, this is going to make your lives a lot easier. All right, so it's live demo time. If you're familiar with Chevy Chase, good luck, Chase. I know you don't need it. Can you switch over to computer 2?
Okay. So Earnest is a technology-based or a technology-enabled lender, and our mission is to offer lower and better credit to well-qualified individuals at rates that are better than what traditional institutions can offer. A big part of doing that for us is having access to more data. So throughout the application process, we'll have people provide a lot of information about themselves, from their education and employment to their financial situation and that sort of thing. And so in the application process, we'll actually have people connect through Intuit all of their financial accounts. Once they apply, if it turns out that we can see through like credit reports that they haven't connected, all of them will ask them to go ahead and connect those accounts. And we'll use it for mainly 3 things. We'll use it to help make decisions on whether or not someone should get a loan. We'll use it to verify all of the details about a person once we've decided. And then we'll use it afterwards, even like long after people have been accepted or rejected, to better train our data models. Because for us to be able to offer better credit to people, part of the process is automation. And so a lot of the decisions that we're making, at least the underwriters are getting recommendations of this should probably be declined or this should probably be approved. And so being able to stay connected to our customers lets us over time be able to like fine tune it so that we make more accurate decisions. So I'll show you a little demonstration here. I'm just running this locally. Rather than make you guys sit through the whole flow of an application, I'm just going to a user's profile. So, and I'll show how we would connect accounts. So this is someone's profile. This usually can be done. This same UI is shown in the application process. So first I'll connect Vanguard. And this is just an empty account that we've created to be able to test and show you what some of the data coming back is. And then I'll connect to Intuit's test bank to show you that. Just a sec. So first it'll get a call to ask what kind of information it'll do a call to ask what information Vanguard is going to be asking for. And then let me see if I can remember this, because this is, oh yeah. It's all right. This is just a dummy account, so it's all right if you guys see. Some information. Oh, actually. And just in case you remembered, my name is Chase Ellsworth, so that's not even me. Okay. So it'll first ask for, it'll give us one MFA question. It's not actually my grandmother's name either. And we should have to do one more, and then I'll switch and show you some of the data that we're logging right here. May take a second. The cool thing too about this is right now we're using the transactions API. One of the cool things that made me interested in the identity API when we heard about it was, well, first of all, so that we can get the payment information right away, which is good because then customers don't have to later go and enter their routing number and that sort of thing. So you can see right here, it's an empty account, but it connected successfully. In fact, let me show you here what some of the data we got back was. So this is part of the answer right here. I'm showing you. It just has some of the information that we're showing. What's the account number, the nickname, and so on. So now one of the things that is cool about the identity API is that that made me interested is the fact that you only need the credentials. So what we're going to be doing, because we're going to be putting that into production in just the next few days, is at the same time that the customer enters the information that I just showed, entering their credentials, it'll actually call both APIs, and they won't really know the difference. I mean, there shouldn't be really any difference in their experience, except maybe they'll have one additional MFA question. But it'll feel just kind of like it did right there, where they'll answer one, and then they'll get another one. So let me really quickly delete this, and then I'm going to now do the Intuit bank, because they have a lot of, their dummy bank has a lot of data, so you can kind of see what it looks like once you're connected. All right. And I'll put in a username that asks for an MFA. So once this connects, there should be, you can see there's a bunch of different accounts. I think they all add up to 0, so that's still kind of discouraging for me. Yeah, nothing in my account. But if we look here, so it comes back in this form. You basically get an array of objects that has information about all the different accounts. And so with the identity, we'll be getting, there are 2 separate calls, but like I said, we can do them basically at the same time in the UI to get the information. And then for us, this is really useful because like verification purposes, for example, I mean, to give you an idea of what some of the things we're using this for are, like, if we're testing for a person's cash flow, and we want to see if their cash flow is good enough, we can look at balances over time, because we don't get just like a snapshot of what is their balance today in their bank account, but we can see what it was over the last 180 days and see if it's trending down or up. And if they say they have a certain amount of assets, we can verify that, and we can verify it over time to make sure that it's not sometimes you get these weird situations where people are getting family members or people to put money in their savings accounts so that it looks like they have more assets just for the loan, but we can see it for the last 6 months. And then one of the most important things, I think, is being able to better train our models, because we're having these decisions go straight to the underwriter saying, this person should be accepted, and over time we can see why we made those decisions and how accurate that decision was based on constant polls of our customers' accounts. So having access to the data basically lets us take things a lot further and offer better rates over time. So that's pretty much how we use it. And if you have any questions about it, I'll be here today, so you can feel free to grab me. I don't work for Intuit. I work for Earnest, but I use the API a lot.
So if you guys have any questions, we have a booth out here on the right-hand side. You can connect with us on the web at developer.intuit.com. Also, the next time we'll be out and about will be for QuickBooks Connect if you guys want to come out and see us November 1st through the 4th in San Jose. Thank you very much.